Core of Dreams.
Hey guys, what's going on? So, just like the title says, you have an original Xbox that has zero memory, is sluggish, and throws an error 21. You go to look in the memory, and there's no save files. You go to look in music, and there's no music. Well, long story short is the hard drive is dead. And how do I know this? Is because I've been messing with one for the last week or two. And I've had it for a number of years, and ever since I've had it, it's had this problem. Thing about it is, and the thing that gave me it was really degrading, like seriously, is the fact that years ago I could at least delete and transfer save files to it. Now I can't do that at all. So if you run into an Xbox that doesn't let you transfer memory, doesn't have any memory, it doesn't let you it doesn't let you transfer save files, you're done. Um, Things you can try. Okay. You can go ahead and try to hot swap that drive over to your PC, use some files, and probably look throughout it and see what's on there. See if there's something you can clean up. I would not recommend deleting anything on that drive because when you try to redo the drive, like rebuild the drive using Xbox hard drive maker, you will not be able to rebuild the drive, and now you don't have a dash anymore. First thing I did when I hot swapped the drive was that before I tried to hot swap the drive over to a PC, I tried swapping it over to my soft-modded Xbox because I have two Xboxes, and tried to install a mod that way. It wouldn't do it because it couldn't see default.xbe, and it couldn't see another file. I've tried Chimp. Chimp didn't fix it because it had a error, some kind of write buffer. It had some type of write data on buffer error or something like that, and that's how I knew the drive was just completely done. But it didn't stop me from trying. I formatted the drive. I tried to rebuild the drive. Period. I'm still able to. I've transferred mod files over to it. Started the mod. Went through the process, found out it couldn't back up the E drive. It'll say it backed it up, but when I look through the drive, it won't do it. But before that, it would go through the process. You'd be able to boot. I'd be able to start the console and play games, but I would get hit with an error 13 or 14. If I unplug the console and then plug it back in, I get hit with an error 16. I've tried using a rescue disk. I've tried using a number of rescue disks. Nothing happens. I've tried using programs that refer to the Xbox hard drive through the PC, and it just nothing works. So I'm putting this out there to let you know that if you have an Xbox that's in the same condition and same shape, your only hope, your only path is chipping your Xbox. Now, I wish there was another way of doing it. Chipping requires soldering, and you don't have to really be that good at soldering. Just practice. You can practice on anything. It doesn't matter. You can take a soldering iron, some wire, and just solder some wire to some metal or something like that. It doesn't matter as long as you get really good at soldering, and you're gonna need a number of other things, but you don't have to be that good. You just have to be. You have to treat it like you have all day. You gotta have patience. You don't need. You probably need a steady hand, but it all depends on the mod chip you get. The one thing I can recommend that I've read a lot about is you probably want to stay away from the Aladdin chips, depending on where you get them from, unless you do not have to reprogram them. So, but yeah, I've tried a number of things. This hard drive that I have is absolutely dead. My next path is probably getting in a mod chip for this Xbox and getting it fixed. I hope it I'll probably do that sometime down the line. I hope it does work. I hope it does work out. I hope I don't buy like 2 or 3 mod chips because I suck at soldering. Um, you do have to find a decent soldering iron. So we're not talking about your $30 soldering iron at an automotive store or somewhere. We're talking about going down to the hardware store and getting $100 solder because it has a stand and it has a temperature gauge. Best bet, because a $30 solder is basically a pick up and throw away. Is there any other way to fix your now dead hard drive? Is there any other use for it? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I would guess that this hard drive, it has, really bad sectors. Like I said, I'm able to do a boot. I mean, not a boot, but I'm able to start it up. I'm able to transfer files over to it, and get a mod going. But I get thrown one of the errors I mentioned earlier: 13, 14, 16, or 21. One way or another, because it's missing dash files. There's no way to repair the Xbox, especially if you format it and it still gives you the same thing. No. So I'm basically trying to save you the energy, and while I'm still able to boot or whatever, just go out there and get another hard drive and a mod chip, get things going. I learned a lot through this. I got to experience what the rave was about with Slayers, and still is about Slayers. Slayers is a bad program. Ooh boy. I remember over the last couple of days, this might be just with my hard drive, but I got into an error 6, and that is your hard drive is locked. Like I said, I was on it for a number of hours. I was messing with it for a number of hours, and I just incidentally locked my hard drive. I was like, huh. I was like, darn it, error 6. Okay, fine, whatever. Slayers has an unlock program, so I just put the drive over to Slayers, unlocked it, installed a dash, locked it back, and it gave me a message saying you should be able to throw it back in an Xbox. In Xbox, if I recall correctly. So you can put it in any Xbox you want, because it'll I guess, unlock it. I don't know if the EEPROM is already on the Xbox. Naturally, that's another thing you want to try to do. I didn't do that because I couldn't get Fax Explorer to work, which is another program that I'm mentioning. If you don't think Fax Explorer works, you gotta wait until the sound that your PC makes when when you plug in a USB or just anything. If you hear that when you swap, you know that your computer can actually see, and Fax Explorer will be able to see the hard drive. If you don't hear that, Fax Explorer is not going to be able to see it. You can. Where was I getting at with that? Yeah, Slayers is a good program. There was a number of programs back in. I did hear so much about Slayers, so much back in like 2010 when I was reading about modding the Xbox, and I was like, "Whoa, Slayers must be a really good program." And now I got to see that for myself and be able to experience that for myself. Yeah, it's a good program. Like I don't get no second doubts about it. That and Evox. If I know Slayers is good, and Slayers is basically Evox. Evox is something else. It is the go-to to get you out of trouble type of system or program or whatever. Just whatever. That being said, it still isn't going to fix your hard drive. It's just not, because your hard drive is bad. The sectors are bad. I'm just putting this out here so you don't go wasting the energy to fix your Xbox. Zero memory, error 21. It's done. It's over. I don't know any other fixes besides a mod chip, or in order, if you're looking into TSOP, you can't TSOP unless you have a modded console. You need a dash, you need a modded console. It's the only way it's going to work. I'm not sure. TSOP allows you to boot without a dash, so I'm not gonna try to install a mod chip, not a mod chip, but install a mod and then try to TSOP the motherboard. That's not really gonna work, because I know you're able to boot without a dash, but because I don't know what's gonna happen, it's probably gonna brick my system completely, and I'm just not willing to risk that. I'll keep the system, and then later on down the road, I'll get a mod chip and get everything going, and hopefully I don't mess anything up. But that is all from me. I hope this helps someone. I'm sorry to give you the bad news that your Xbox hard drive is dead if this is the problem that you're having. Do not proceed any further. I would inspect it. I would probably even part it out, or if you can get someone to help you, that'd be great. Maybe get someone to donate you parts. You, like I said, if you have another soft-mounted Xbox, you probably might be able to. You might get something going, especially if you can get your hands on a rescue CD like Slayers or whatnot. I'm not gonna link where to get these files. You should be able to just look them up and find them and download them or whatever. Shouldn't have no problems finding these files. I had a little bit of trouble, but it was a particular one that you can't get your hands on anymore. It is wiped from the face of the internet. It's a Slayers, but you can't get your hands on it. I tried looking for it. All the links are dead or whatever. But that is it for me. Till the next time. Thank you for listening. Later.